It's Monday, October 20th. This is our regular staff meeting. First item on the agenda is the mid-month interim warrant review. I would ask, are there questions on page 1 of 1?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Actually, I have two that I need to go over. The first of which is the Beyond the Edge landscaping design. And I just wanted to first say, I sit as a liaison to the Parks and Rec board. And I wanted to apologize to the public because I did not look into this contract further. I think it's around 5 acres, but it seems pretty expensive. So I'd really like to go back to this board and say, you know what, for next year, let's really look into some other options. See if we can come up with not just one bid. So that's the first thing I wanted to say is, since I'm only a liaison, is the rest of the board okay with me really kind of pushing that with Parks and Rec board?
In my opinion, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, go ahead.
In my opinion, absolutely. I certainly have that one highlighted on my list today too. We need to get those expenses out there at the Story Park.
I'm going to say yes, please, but also remember, if you're going to water grass, you're going to have to mow it. If you want to get rid of the grass, just don't water it.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to mow so often.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
I see that the sheriff's department was successful in getting their walker mower, and we saved about $4,000 on that original price. But what I'm kind of leaning towards on this Beyond the Edge, I'm sure we have a contract with them that, but perhaps, like Holly said, next year we can do something different. I think we've got mowers in the county, and I think we've got trailers that we can, and I think we can get this taken care of ourselves for the amount of money that pennies on the dollar for the amount of money that they're getting for their contract here. That's what I'm thinking, so.
Okay, it's something to look into. Anybody else?
Can I take that as everybody's okay with me kind of pushing
Yes.
for different options? Okay.
Absolutely.
So the other one I had is the town and country fencing. I was made aware that this particular warrant was actually not voted on in the Parks and Rec board. And so I think we need to pull it off, go back, maybe put it back to Parks and Rec and say, hey, we can't expend money without there being a vote. And I can see Cameron's waiting, ready and waiting.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
for the record, there was an error on the last one where we discussed this. They got corrected. The check had already been cut and sent to the company. So it's kind of hard to pull it back now. But again, for the record, it was an individual from that Parks and Rec board who contacted a commissioner who told me, yes, we need to process this. So the commissioner and myself got thrown under the bus with this one. So do I not process any invoices that are coming from the Parks and Rec board? Because I don't want to be called up because they're bypassing their own process. So moving forward, I'm going to say I need to see the vote on any bill that comes through because I can't trust what's coming out of that board. So that's my comment for the record.
And I appreciate that. I want to make sure that we are never having expenditures that have not been first approved and voted on. So that's my concern with this one, not necessarily, obviously you follow the process of, hey, here's the bill, I'm going to pay it. But what happened before that, I think is what needs to be dealt with.
And I agree, Mr. Chairman, I agree with that wholeheartedly. When it was brought to me, I assumed it had been through the Parks and Rec board, when it was brought to me. And obviously knowing about Wyoming fencing laws or whatever it is, and they were putting livestock in there, and willing to pay half the cost, which Wyoming's a fence out state. So, that's the situation. And I think probably as Cameron said, this is paid, we can't really pull it back, but certainly impose upon the Parks and Rec Board that things need to be voted on properly before they're sent to us.
Yep. Otherwise, it's gonna slow down the process.
Yeah.
People are gonna be squawking because they're not getting paid in a timely manner.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Mr. Beaver put on an excellent program here, about a week and a half ago. But I think that it should have had more attendance from more people. And I think things like this could have been addressed really easy. I mean, it was an excellent program, and I actually even took it in twice just because I like hearing him talk. So, but yeah, it was, I think we could have avoided stuff like this if more people on the boards know, their obligation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
with that, since seems like we can't pull it back since it's already paid, again, since I sit as liaison to that particular board, I would also like permission of this board to really reiterate, don't be sending stuff to us that has not been approved. I don't want Cameron in the middle of
Right.
any of this,
Right.
so, or the rest of us.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Noted.
Okay, I will bring that up at the next Parks and Rec. It'll be a fun meeting.
Okay. Any other questions on mid-month warrants? Questions? Seeing no more questions, we move on to staff and elected reports. And I would call on Mark Reed, County Planner, to start off.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the board, Mark Reed, County Planner. Tomorrow you have on your agenda the variance request from Creekside Operating. That's a front setback situation. It's a odd shaped lot, in my opinion, and requesting a 5-foot variance from their front setback. So if you have any questions on that, please come on up. There are some folks in the area that are not in favor of it. Anyway, new application, we have a final plat application that we're going through right now for Bucking Iron Business Park. You saw that preliminary plat earlier, and now it's just following up with the final plat. There won't be any planning commission consideration of that final plat simply goes straight to the board. So, in the works, the owners of the White Quarry, which is on halfway lane up between Manchester and Dayton, they're desirous of amending their boundary. So just working with them on getting that taken care of. It's a small quarry, but they do want to go outside their previous established permit areas. So they'll be permitted. Anyway, that's about all I've got.
Mr. Chairman, that's the White Quarry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Other questions for Mark? Anybody? Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Misty? Eric? Katie? Renee? Jesse?
Good morning, Jesse, emergency management. Just wanted to let you know, we had the winter weather meeting this last week, and it was very well attended. We had a lot of individuals from all over the county that were together. School districts, almost all the towns were represented. And it was well attended, and we did a lot of great work and coordination together for this upcoming weather season. The weather service was also gracious enough to come down from Millings and provide us with the winter weather outlook. So that was all very helpful information. And then I just want to let you know that I will be going down to Casper on Wednesday for the state emergency managers meeting that we have, and that will continue through the weekend. So if you have any issues or questions, give me a call there. That's all I have.
Okay. Questions for Jesse? Anybody?
Did you, the National Weather Service, did you kind of put them against the wall and say, hey, they need to be a lot more accurate with what they're doing.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, yes, I did have a conversation with their emergency meteorologist up there about some of the concerns that we have here. So I did speak to him about making some adjustments to when they send out alerts in mornings and flood watches in mornings and stuff like that. And there are thresholds for some of that stuff. So we did have that conversation, and definitely the rain gauges are a huge help for them, some of those things, because we talked about this in the winter meeting. That rainstorm that we had some flooding that took place up in Parkman, the normal rain gauge that's in Dayton, which would be the closest one to that one, only received a half an inch of rain. And at the same time period, it was over almost 1.5 inches in Parkman, which is really, distance is very short. So if it wasn't for those gauges, it definitely makes a huge difference. So thanks for supporting that.
Very good. Other questions? Thanks, Jesse. Heidi? Robert?
Nothing today.
Kimber?
Okay, this morning, Mr. Chairman.
Chris?
Good morning, Chris Thomas, Sheridan County Fire Warden. Just a heads up, and some of you I've already emailed with, that on the agenda tomorrow is rescission of the partial fire restrictions that we put on back in July. Took a while to get all the chiefs to, once I got a hold of them, once they answered me, they all said yes. But that'll be on the agenda for tomorrow.
They were all stuck in the mud, that's why they weren't.
Probably.
Any questions?
Any other questions?
I got a few calls on the burn down last couple days myself as to whether it was on or off, and I said, still on, as far as I know for now.
Well, now you have an idea, and put in context, Campbell County lifted theirs middle of last week, Johnson County lifted theirs like Friday night. They've delegated that authority down to their fire wardens, so it can be done most any time.
Very good. All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank
I got a
you.
match lit, ready to go.
When you get to burn, it's all pretty wet.
Got diesel fuel too.
Yeah.
Kelly? Kenny?
For Mr. Chair.
Levi?
I don't have anything, Mr. Chairman.
Wait. Nothing. Cameron?
Mr. Chairman. Couple items. The first is, I sent you an email. I'm seeking permission to put this on tomorrow's agenda. It's a request for letters of support from Sage Community Arts. They are applying for a grant through the Wyoming Semi-Quincentennial Planning Task Force. And one of the requirements of that grant is approval, or at least a letter of support from the county commissioner. So I sent it to you, but hoping that it can get on tomorrow's agenda, even though we've already published it, so that you can vote on it and say yea or nay to the letter of support. So is that okay?
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Cameron, do we have any more information about what all their planning entails?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Jennings, this whole process has been very difficult. As you know, there was a vote to not create this committee in the first place, and that by creating it, you didn't want to see any grant applications, but the state changed their rules and now saying that if any group in Sheridan or others want to go ahead and apply for this grant, that approving authority must provide that letter of support. So I have not seen the grant application. I could go ahead and get it from Sage and have that ready for tomorrow. But again, it's the timing of this. They applied earlier and it got rejected for this one step that was missed.
Mr. Chairman, Cameron, I was more leaning along the lines, not so much on the grant itself, but on what the project entails. Because there wasn't much information in there as to what that project is other than the name of it.
Yeah.
So,
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Jennings, I would have to see the grant application, find out what their plans are for that. So that's the reason I would have to see that from them.
is there any way we can reach out to them
I
and?
would be doing it right after this meeting.
Okay, thank you so much, Cameron. I really
But
appreciate
I'm trying not to have you approve this right now, but waiting another 2 or 3 weeks for the next regular meeting is going to be too long. So this puts me in an awkward situation.
Mr. Chairman, I
Other
have
comments?
no qualms with it being on the agenda for tomorrow, especially as long as we have the grant application to look at.
It would be, and Mr. Chairman, I think it would, like Holly said, and Cameron, it would be really good if we could get them to come in and you know,
Tell
Is
us.
that a possibility? Will somebody come in and
Mr.
talk
Chairman.
to that?
Yes, I'll ask, see if Jill's available.
Okay. I think that would be really important. If they're serious, they should have no problem coming in. So we all good with having it on the agenda tomorrow?
Yes.
I'm good with that.
And just for the record, if I'm unable to get all of that pulled together, then I will just say no, don't add it to the agenda.
Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
Cameron, if we can't get it together for tomorrow, what would next Monday's staff meeting be too late?
Possibly, I don't know when their deadline is for this particular one, so it makes it difficult when the community gives it late Friday and then says, hey, please get this done ASAP.
Yeah.
We're government, we don't work that fast. The second item is on your agenda, there's for tomorrow, there's 2 items and it's dealing with Wyoming retirement, so it's the pension eligibility. One is a contract with Wyoming Retirement, the other is dealing with our employee manual. So going back, there was a contract with Wyoming Retirement System for the defined pension plan in the 1970s, and then an addendum was added in 2007. During that time, it stated that everyone was eligible for Wyoming retirement if you're a county employee, but in reality, we were only doing if you had 20 hours or above. That's our threshold for benefits. Wyoming Retirement asked us to clean up the contract. So this was done with the previous clerk's office back in the 2000s. So what they are asking us to do is just update that form so that it clearly defines that 20 hours plus is in there. And then we are going to add a section into our employee manual that just says that here are the criteria for pension eligibility. We have never added that in the past. Any questions?
Questions?
I'll go over all of it again tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. And then just letting you know, I'll be out after tomorrow's meeting. I'll be out the rest of the week with the Leadership Academy in Casper.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. Commissioner Jennings, do you have anything?
Don't believe I do at this point. I'll let you know if that changes.
Very good. Commissioner Arce,
No, nothing.
Mr. Siddle, welcome home.
Thank you, and I'll be home for 3 weeks anyway, so, no, I have nothing else today. Thank you.
Okay. I am traveling from Thursday on to the following Thursday back to help clean up my dad's stuff. So anyway, I'll be out on Thursday, probably the Thursday, following Thursday. So moving on in the agenda, item 4 is executive session pursuant to Wyoming statute 16-4-405A I matters concerning litigation.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move to convene into executive session pursuant to Wyoming statute 16-4-405, subtitle A, subtitle I, matters concerning litigation.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed. Motion passes, and we're going to executive session.